things you must do in Disney World without stepping foot into the theme parks.
Here are 20 things you must do in Disney World without stepping foot in a theme park.
The 20 things you must do outside of the Disney World theme parks. We've brought you the must-dos in all 4 parks as well as Disney Springs, but that's not all there is to do in Disney World, and we're gonna show you some of those hidden gems today.
Something I really like to do that's outside of the parks, that I take Quincy and Emma, we all go, anytime we can squeeze it into a video, we try and make this happen. It is actually mini golf, specifically Fantasia Gardens and Fairways Miniature Golf. And this is basically 2 18-hole miniature golf adventures based on Disney's classic animated film, Fantasia. Tickets are about $19 per adult and $12 per child, and it usually is open between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Now, Fantasia Gardens is definitely, when you think of mini golf, you think of like the fun sets and the silly quirks and gags that come with mini golf. That's gonna be the garden side, the one that's more family friendly, definitely a little easier, but I think, in my opinion, way more fun because there's more Disney IP attached to it. But then there's the fairways. And when you think of fairways, I want you to think more of a true golf course experience. Still a putt-putt experience, however, there's not gonna be a lot of Disney intellectual property attached. It's going to be more geared towards adults, going to be more difficult. So again, family friendly, I would go gardens because it's just more fun. It's miniature golf, it's Disney related. If you want to see Quincy, Emma, and I actually play a pretty full round of this, and it was pretty solid. You can actually check out our Price is Right video where we play the game show Price is Right, but this golf course played a big part of it actually, and we had a great time. It can get pretty busy. Specifically, I am here at 10:30. It opened 30 minutes ago on a Friday morning, and in order to play Gardens, which is the more family-friendly side, the Fantasia side, it is a 40 to 45 minute wait. Now, there are some tables and chairs that you can sit at while you wait. There's a very, very small arcade. There is, so a couple beverages. There are some alcoholic beverages as well, but it can get pretty busy. And it's not just Fantasia Gardens and Fairways Miniature Golf. No, there's actually a second miniature golf course right next to Blizzard Beach. It's called Winter Summerland, and it's 2 different 18-hole adventures. You got the summer course and the winter course. It's $19 per adult, $12 per child, and again, same hours. It usually opens around 10 a.m., closes around 10 p.m. Now, what these courses are is it's winter and summer. So winter, it's all holiday-based, Christmas-based, snow-based, and it all has to do kind of a lot to do with Santa Claus, actually. So in the winter time, you're shooting your golf ball through a snowman, but on the summer course, Santa's on vacation. It's basically Christmas in July versus Christmas time. Those are the 2 courses.
Another thing that is really cool that you can actually do outside of Disney World in 2 places is you don't have to go to the Disney parks to get Dole Whip. Did you know that? You don't have to go. You actually can come over here to Disney's Polynesian Village Resort and come right outside the back, and you're gonna find some Dole Whip. This is it, pineapple lanai. So this is pineapple lanai. You can actually find different types of Dole Whip here. They do have just right now, they have the Dole Whip pineapple, and you can get vanilla or swirl. You can actually get Dole Whip with a rum floater, and you can also get one of the famous floats here, but occasionally they'll even have fun specialty flavors throughout the year that I prefer to the ones in the park. All right, so this is my Dole Whip of choice today. I'm actually gonna be sharing it with a redhead. You guys kinda know. It's regular Dole Whip, which is the pineapple, but then we also got it swirled with some vanilla. This is my preferred way to have regular Dole Whip. And if you don't know what Dole Whip is, it's essentially just like pineapple ice cream, but traditional Dole Whip alone is actually vegan and dairy free, which my husband loves. You know, he's kind of like Quincy. Oh, no, you're just gonna do that? Okay, yeah, I don't think they even need to, they know who the redhead is. We wants the redhead.
That's them in the comments right now.
We wants the redhead. I love a swirl. I find myself skipping a Dole Whip a lot. I don't typically get it. We're in the parks a lot.
That's because she's wrong.
But you didn't let me finish. But every time I get one, I'm like, why do I skip this? Because it is so good.
The best thing about it is that you can make a little pocket in it. Can you see that?
You can make a pocket.
And then you can hide things in there.
That is not the best thing about Dole Whip.
No, you can hide things in there for sure.
It's a feature about Dole Whip. I would not say it's the best thing about Dole Whip. I'd say the flavor and the fact that it's not...
I'm making a mess.
Dairy. The fact that it's dairy free is probably the best part.
This is not dairy free.
No,
because of
just
the vanilla.
traditional. We talked about it over there.
Oh, okay, I wasn't there.
The redhead was elsewhere. Fun fact, you can get Dole Whip is actually over at Disney World's Swan and Dolphin Resort, Over at Fuel, occasionally they will have the Dole Whip flavor that you can just go up and self-serve. Now they do tend to switch this one in and out with different flavors, but the last few times I've been over, they've had Dole Whip pineapple. And nobody talks about it, and it's just right there, and you can make it as big as you want, and you can go crazy. So if you're over there, check it out.
A huge perk to staying on property in Walt Disney World, or even just visiting for the day, is making use of the various forms of transportation. Not only are the forms of transportation on Walt Disney World property great ways to get from one place to another, they're also really fun, and they're completely free. Now, of course, we've got the monorail, which will take you around the Magic Kingdom resort area loop there, with the Grand Floridian, Polynesian Village Resort, and the Contemporary Resort, granting access to the TTC and also Magic Kingdom from those resorts to and from. If you want to take the monorail to Epcot, that's a great idea too. Then you've got the Skyliner, and the Skyliner is really, really super fun. You're going to be able to take that from Epcot over to Caribbean Beach Resort, the Riviera Resort, transfer at Caribbean Beach to Art of Animation and Pop Century or Disney's Hollywood Studios. And you get a bird's eye view of everything. Parts of property you've never been able to see before. You get to fly over and look down. Then of course there's the Disney bus. A lot of people say bad things about the Disney bus because they think it takes too long and it gets too full. You get packed in there, especially after a rainstorm. But I love the Disney buses, especially if the monorail isn't running or the ferry boat isn't running from the TTC to Magic Kingdom. Taking a Disney bus is actually the fastest form of transportation from the TTC to Magic Kingdom. Living here, coming to Disney World almost every day, has totally changed my perspective about them. I actually really appreciate them for how quickly they get me places in some really good air conditioning. And now with those new modular buses, you could charge your phone, and there's a lot of space for ECVs. But that brings us to the reason we're walking down this dock right now, and that is boat transportation in Walt Disney World.
You'll be able to catch a boat to and from Magic Kingdom from Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, Grand Floridian, the Wilderness Lodge Resort, and Fort Wilderness, where we are right now. There's also a line that runs between Contemporary, Fort Wilderness, and Wilderness Lodge that starts up in the afternoon, mostly to bring people to and from dining. The Sasagula River Cruise, which goes from Disney Springs over at the Marketplace to Saratoga Springs. It also goes to Old Key West, and it goes to Port Orleans Riverside and Dreisch Quarter.
And just like that, we're in Magic Kingdom.
Okay, I am outside Ohana at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort to talk about another must, character dining. Now, this isn't everybody's cup of tea, but I've got a little caveat that I think you'll be surprised might be everybody's cup of tea. Character dining is something you can do at a lot of the Disney World resorts without paying for a park ticket. So you won't have to pay to enter into a park, spend 2 to 3 hours of your paid park day doing character dining. You can do that outside of the parks. One great place to do that is here at Ohana, where at breakfast you can eat with Lilo, Stitch, and Mickey. Some other favorite character meals of ours include Topolino's Terrace, which is at Disney's Riviera Resort. But my personal favorite character meal outside of the parks is at Ravello, which is at the Four Seasons. Now, there's a couple reasons I love this. One, I think it is the highest quality breakfast buffet that you will find in Disney World. It's absolutely amazing. You do have breakfast with Goofy and friends. When we went, it was Goofy, Mickey, and Minnie. And it is so much fun. The buffet is amazing. They have like fresh pressed juices and smoothies for an additional fee. And the best part, in my opinion, whether you're a character dining fan or not, is that Ravello is at the Four Seasons located in Golden Oak, Disney's luxury neighborhood. The only way into Golden Oak is if you live there, are visiting somewhere in Golden Oak, or are headed to the Four Seasons. And without paying me $1,000+ a night to stay at the Four Seasons, you can book into Ravello. Character meal or not, they do dinner without characters too, and it's great Italian food. But you can book into Ravello, see the Four Seasons, the amazing resort, see inside Golden Oak, get a little bit of like a taste of Disney that you might not ever have had before. So must use character dining and my personal favorite, Ravello.
Another super fun thing that you can do throughout all of Disney World, but a specific kind of resorts, is you can actually do a bar crawl, which we have done. One of our favorite spots is to do it here at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, and it's Trader Sam's. So right here is where you're gonna find Trader Sam's. It's actually downstairs, and it's a super popular bar. Typically though, this spot has a very long line, and it's super themed, and it's amazing. And it's a part of what we like to call the monorail crawl. So different bars along the monorail route are super fun because it kind of adds to that adult experience that you can have around Disney World without actually, again, going into the parks. Trader Sam's is my favorite example of how fun bar crawls can be around Disney World because the theming is so immersive that things in the bar come to life depending on what you order. The staff is so funny, they always have jokes going, and there's lots of bars like this around Disney World. Now, monorail crawl is not the only bar crawl that you can find around Disney. There's also a Skyliner crawl and just fun bars like Jelly Rolls over at Disney's Boardwalk Resort. We have a Disney monorail crawl up on the channel right now. It's me, Sage, and Quincy. We have a lot of fun, and if you want to kind of see what that looks like, go check it out right now.
Y'all already know what it is. One of my #1 things that I definitely recommend if you're gonna do something outside of the parks, especially during the summer and when it's open, water parks. I am here at Typhoon Lagoon. Now there are 2 water parks. They typically operate in rotation. So when one is open, one is typically closed for refurbishment. At the time of filming, Typhoon Lagoon is open, which means Blizzard Beach is closed. Now the theme of Typhoon Lagoon is that there was just a giant storm. The storm has just ended and everything is kind of a disaster. We've got ships everywhere because the storm was so bad. There's a ship basically that's stuck on a mountain, debris and garbage everywhere, but it's controlled chaos because within this controlled chaos, you'll find fun slides, kid areas, exciting, lazy rivers and wave pools and bars and restaurants. Now tickets for Typhoon Lagoon is $74 for adults and $68 for kids, and kids specifically being from 3 to 9 years old. Now there is going to be a deal in 2025 where Disney Resort guests will get 1 free water park day, which is very exciting. But if you want to know more about that, make sure to check out AllEars.net. Now water parks do tend to close early as well. They typically open around at 10 o'clock, and 9 times out of 10 they close around 5 o'clock. Now Blizzard Beach has a similar kind of storyline where there was a giant blizzard. Now the ice is melting away and it's turned into wave pools, lazy rivers, slides, but if I were to choose between Blizzard Beach or Typhoon Lagoon, my personal favorite is Typhoon Lagoon. I think there's something fun and kitschy about Blizzard Beach where, oh wow, look, everything is covered in ice. That's really interesting, and I'm, going down a water slide. But this feels more, this just feels a little more tropical. And I'm a little mad at myself. I knew I was coming to Typhoon Lagoon to talk about things you can do outside of the park, but I didn't bring a bathing suit. I didn't bring a towel. Why am I wearing a Nickelodeon shirt? What am I doing?
Sure, you can play mini golf at the 2 golf courses around Disney World, but you can also play real golf. There are tons of, how many golf courses are there? I don't know anything about this.
I'm gonna be honest, Ty's been to some, and I've not. So,
Emma and I are something of golfers ourselves.
should I try to call him?
You should try to call him. By Emma and I are something of golfers of ourselves, that means that we like to go with Ty and company.
Yeah.
And sit.
Ty's my husband, that's his
Yeah,
name.
we go with Ty and company and sit in the golf cart and usually have some nice beverages while the boys play golf.
Question, do you know about like Disney golf courses?
What?
Like the Disney golf courses? Like what do you know about them? How many are there?
How many?
Yeah.
There's the Palm, there's the Magnolia, there's the Lake Buena Vista, and there is one other one, I think. So I think there's 4
Really?
in total.
Do you think it like is different than a normal golf course?
Okay, yeah. So there are no Palmer golf courses. They used to be PGA Tour courses. So like
Tiger Woods has played here, right?
Yeah. Those courses used to host PGA Tour tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're really nice courses, and for what they are, like the prices are not bad at all.
Wow.
Like for that level of course, the prices are not bad.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad you knew any of that because we didn't know any of it. So, thank you.
You're welcome. I could probably, if you need to know more, just let me know. But I don't know what you're needing to know.
Do you think we need to know anything else? I think that was good. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Love you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
There you have it, Disney golf courses, folks.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty much educated
Our
now.
thing might be Disney rides and parks and challenges and all the
And,
international
yeah.
parks and flying on planes really dramatically. Emma's husband's thing is golf.
Yeah, and I think that that is all he needs.
Yep. We go to the experts when we need to.
Another great option if you're looking for something to do outside of the parks is the boardwalk, specifically the boardwalk nightlife. Now during the day, you can kind of tell the boardwalk is a little bit of a ghost town. There are still some great things that you can do if you're staying at the boardwalk. For example, you can get breakfast at the boardwalk deli, maybe some ice creams, take a stop at the pizza window. But the thing I'm mostly referring to is the boardwalk nightlife. I like to call it the Epcot after party. Now, if you are staying at an Epcot resort, you do have access to the International Gateway, which is the back entrance of Epcot. Typically, Epcot closes around 9 or 9:30 after the fireworks. And then after that, you make your way back to the International Gateway and maybe have a nightcap at one of our favorite bars here at the boardwalk. For example, Abracadabra, which is a magician-themed lounge. They call it a magician's lounge. This is obviously where you can grab some fun cocktails as well as some light eats. All of these cocktails or food will have a fun magician's twist to it, whether it be the name or whether you see them like pour a specific juice into a cocktail and it changes the color. It's a lot of fun. Definitely one of my favorite stops here at the boardwalk. But that's not it. You could also go even further down the boardwalk and maybe you want some live entertainment. Maybe you're craving the hashtag live entertainment is important trend and you want to go to Jelly Rolls, which that's where you can find a whole dueling pianos show. So if you head into Jelly Rolls, there is a covered charge. You can grab a cocktail, grab some popcorn and just watch two musicians just absolutely destroy each other by playing dueling pianos. You sing along. It's a really great time. But let's say you don't just want to see live entertainment, you kind of want to be a part of the live entertainment and you want to do some dancing. Well, right next door to Jelly Rolls is Atlantic Dance Hall, and that's where they have typically a video DJ. What it is when I say a video DJ, it's a DJ that not only plays tracks, but he's got basically a big video wall behind him that's syncing along with whatever music he's playing. Now, when I've been to Atlantic Dance Hall in the past, it's not typically very crowded, but it's just a fun run and do some dancing and enjoy yourself. Now, these are just three of some of our places that we say, hey, if you're looking for a little bit of a different nightlife experience, because there aren't really nightclubs like there used to be. Disney Springs still has a great nightlife, but there aren't any, as they say, nightclubs. There's not really any places to go dancing like you would here at the Atlantic Dance Hall. Or like you used to at Pleasure Island. Now, it's not just these three establishments that we love that we're talking about that are on the boardwalk that make it such a great nightlife. They also do have some fun nightly entertainment all throughout the boardwalk that really brings it to life. You could see tumblers, you could see magicians out on the street, you can see these really cool jump roping acts that it's kind of wild what they do. I've never seen someone jump rope from sitting on their butt, like they're jump roping with their butt is wild. Now, when I think of a typical nightclub experience at Disney Springs, there are a couple places that I would generally lean toward if you're looking for that kind of vibe. The first one is definitely House of Blues. And I'm not talking about the restaurant, I'm talking about right next door to the restaurant is a full concert hall where you can see some of, very, very, very famous popular acts, but it's just something different and off the beaten path. You just say, hey, what did you do when you went to Disney World? Well, I saw blank in concert. Whoa, that's crazy. Obviously, you have to still purchase a ticket, but it's definitely a different experience and definitely more of a nightlife fun, rocking out experience, you know what I mean? Now, if you're not looking to dole out even more cash for probably a pretty expensive concert, which I totally understand, there are a couple other places I would lean towards. For example, there's the Edison. They've got a fun, definitely a nightlife vibe. Now, they do have a kind of a band experience there. It's not a, hey, everybody get out your seat and jump. That's definitely not the Edison. It's definitely more of a swanky, hey, snap your fingers and listen to some really cool cats sing. But the Edison is a really cool restaurant/bar that is basically a mashup of the 1920s and steampunk. It's a really cool crossover and definitely gives a club nightlife atmosphere without maybe the loud raucous of what you would experience at Atlantic Dance Hall, where everybody is, dancing their faces off. But still lots of fun. And the other place I would maybe recommend that maybe has a little bit of that bar, nightlife, live entertainment kind of feel is Raglan Road. So Raglan Road is a Irish pub turned up to an 11. It's much bigger than a typical Irish pub, and yes, they have, you know, fantastic Irish food like bangers and mash, Guinness on tap, the true Irish pub experience. However, what makes this more of a nightlife experience, let's say it again, kids, it's the live entertainment. There's a stage right in the middle of the main dining area, and they literally come to the center stage while this awesome band is playing. They're doing their thing. It really is like, it's almost, I'll say the word, it's almost a little immersive because it's all around you, the music and the dancing, it's all around you, and definitely gets everybody kind of hyped up with that Ireland experience.
Another must-do that you absolutely must do if you're not headed to the theme parks is head to a resort to watch fireworks. Watching fireworks around Disney World is kind of like a rite of passage, but did you know you don't even have to be in the theme parks to catch them? Now there's several resorts and it depends on where you're at if you're going to be able to see them. For example, right now I'm here at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort and you can actually catch the Magic Kingdom fireworks, and they pump the music in so you can even hear it over here on the lawn. Now this is not the only spot that they do that. You can actually catch the Epcot fireworks over at Disney's Boardwalk. And you can also see Epcot's fireworks and even Hollywood Studios if you're over at Disney's Riviera Resort. So definitely check it out. We have a full list on the blog, AllEars.net, if you want to see what the best resorts are for firework watching if you're not headed to the parks. It's actually a great way though to feel that Disney magic without having to be physically in the parks and in the crowds.
Now I'm gonna take you to a must-do Walt Disney World attraction that you can do without a park ticket, that is completely free, and it was open before Walt Disney World. Yes, before Magic Kingdom opened, you had Tri-Circle D Ranch. Said to have housed the happiest horses on earth, Tri-Circle D Ranch opened before Walt Disney World because, of course, they brought the horses in ahead of time and they needed some place to live. The magical horses we see in Magic Kingdom, this is their house. This is where they live. You are just beautiful. Are you having lunch? Looks like a good lunch. Looks like what I eat for lunch. Over here at the Draft Horse Barn, this is where kids can ride a pony. This is a walk-up experience that you can do from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. One lap is $10, 2 laps $15. All riders must be at least 3 years old, but I'm told it goes up to 48 inches or 80 pounds, and they also have a general age range going up to 8 years of age. Oh my gosh, this is a true relic, a treasure in the history of Disney parks. The Walt Disney Company logo is right there on the side of it. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, it's a calliope, I wish I could hear the beautiful music play. Well, you're in luck. You can press to hear the 1907 calliope. This is the pony trail. It's really nice. Very clean and well maintained. It's neat how they have this little staircase that goes up. So everything's set up to be as safe as possible, and it's really, really beautifully maintained. And you know, you get that rustic feeling, but it also doesn't feel dirty or dangerous. When you come to Tri-Circle D Ranch to check out everything they have to offer here, which is really cool, make sure you stop in the Disney and Horses exhibit. We talk a lot about the fact that Walt Disney loved trains, but we don't as often talk about the fact that Walt Disney loved horses. And this right here, Tri-Circle D Ranch, is a tribute to Walt Disney's love for horses and desire to have horses as a prominent presence in Disneyland and dreaming about all his future theme parks. So not only is this a really cool thing to do without a park ticket in Walt Disney World, it is a must-do for people who love the history of Walt Disney and everything he created.
Another thing, if you didn't already know, Disney actually has beaches around some of their resorts, and you can just come hang out and have beach time. The beaches are so nice. You find them mainly around here at the Polynesian, but you can also find them over at Disney's Yacht and Beach Club Resort. Obviously that one's kind of in the name, but it's so nice. Now you cannot get in the water, obviously. They do have that roped off for safety, but you can just come and hang out and enjoy the breeze. And if you want your kids to build sandcastles and you want to build sandcastles, you should. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of one of those Disney magic moments, and you don't have to pay. And also, sometimes you can find a cool swing. Oh, Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort as well. I didn't mention them, but they have hammocks.
Oh, they do have hammocks.
They're nice hammocks.
I like those hammocks.
They're fun. They're a good time.
Every
but
time I've had to get in those hammocks for a video, it's been touch and go on if I get back up.
I think right now it's touch and go if you get back up. This is the life. Watching the boats come and go. We're looking at Space Mountain Tron and the Contemporary. The
You can
breeze
see the
is
monorail
amazing.
and the buses driving by.
I mean, truly, there's kind of nothing like
There's
this.
nothing like a Disney beach.
There's nothing like a Disney beach. And they even have sand volleyball.
Sometimes during a work day, I'm near a Disney beach, I will sit down for about 10 minutes and I'll FaceTime my family just to rub it in.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Disney beach. And you know what I don't like about going to the beach?
What?
Like a real beach?
Sea creatures, scary.
No, I'm
sea
talking.
creatures pretty scary.
I don't disagree with that
Like
statement, but
jellyfish
that's
are
not
in
what
there,
I'm-
and then we don't know if they're plants or animals, and they sting you. They sting you, and then someone pees on it.
Yeah, that's, I mean, all very relevant, but I was just gonna say, like, you don't have to lug your stuff, like your beach stuff, from like the car across the sand.
No,
and,
yeah,
like,
that too.
It's like you're just really close to the sidewalks.
Another must-do is that you can head to Disney's Animal Kingdom Lodge to check out the savannas. This is an absolutely amazing amenity of this resort, and you can see it just by visiting, either by taking a bus on over to Animal Kingdom Lodge or by parking. Typically, they will let you park at this resort even if you're just grabbing lunch or picking up zebra domes, one of their iconic treats. But if you want to be sure that you can see the savannas, you can always book a dining reservation at this resort. You cannot go wrong. Some of the best dining in Disney World is at Animal Kingdom Lodge. Once you're there, you want to head out through either of the lobbies. There's two parts of Animal Kingdom Lodge, Jambo House and Kidani Village, and both of them have savannas with different kinds of animals on them. There are many savanna overlooks, and if you're lost, you can just speak to a cast member. These savannas are so cool. One of my favorite things you can do at a Disney hotel. And in fact, if you're out there at night, you might even see a cast member that has night vision goggles and can help you look out at the savanna with night vision. It is so neat, and on top of that, you can try out the famous and somewhat divisive zebra domes, which are a delicious treat that's exclusive to Animal Kingdom Lodge that are made with an Amarula cream liqueur. They are very good in my opinion, but they're divisive, so you'll have to try them, and if you've had them, let me in the comments what you think. But definitely see the savannas. It's like seeing part of Animal Kingdom without ever stepping foot in the park.
Another awesome thing that you can do outside of Disney World at all of the resorts is Movie Under the Stars. This is where they have movies on the lawn at select spots at every single Disney hotel. It's every single night. Even when it rains, they'll move it indoors, and they rotate through different movies. It is so much fun. It's a great time, and I highly recommend it because it's free. It's included in your Disney resort stay.
Now this next one might be a little bit obvious, but we at AllEars are all about telling you to take a midday park break to rejuvenate your body, your mind, your spirit, make sure you are, ready to rock when it is time to rock. So where do you take that park break? The pool. Currently I am here at the Yacht and Beach Club, and the pool actually doesn't open until 10 a.m. It's open from 10 a.m. till 11 p.m. And as you can see, people are already lined up. It is currently 9:43, but they are lined up 20 minutes in advance to make sure they get the seat that they want, as well as, they're ready to start their pool day. Your resort pool is one of the best ways to basically unwind, get that second wind, that much needed second wind that you're gonna need for the rest of the day in order to, if you're going back to the park in the evening, in order to accomplish the rest of the day. Both for yourself and also for the kiddos. You have to find the right pools. So some of the best pools here in Disney World are exactly where I brought you to, Stormalong Bay here at Yacht and Beach Club. First things first, it has some really fun activities for the kids. They've got this really cool shipwreck slide that takes you from the lake all the way into the pool, which is really cool. They got some great activities for the kids. Also, the pool is very large, and it has a really cool nautical vibe and theme. I think it just has the cleanest, beachiest vibe, which again, if you are trying to get the best of both worlds and you're trying to be, people, we always say people vacation in different ways, right? You're either the person that's on the move, that's go, 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 or you might want to just chillax a little bit. And there are some people like myself who want a little bit of both. And I actually did some digging from the rest of the AllEars team, and I said, hey, what do you think the best pool in Disney World is? And they actually said the Big Blue Pool at Art of Animation. The Big Blue Pool is the Finding Nemo pool at Art of Animation. And they said purely just because of its insane size. It can be difficult to find space when there are so many people traveling to Disney World every day. And so having such a gigantic pool definitely means you're not going to be crowded in anybody's personal space bubble, and is a little bit more on the Disney side. So when you're looking for that true Disney experience, that might be the best bet for you. So when you're looking where you want to stay for your next Disney visit or your first Disney visit, make sure you're looking at all the amenities, because the pool size can matter.
Just a short walk from the Tri-Circle D Ranch over here at Pioneer Hall. We have probably my favorite attraction here at Fort Wilderness, a show that one time I saw Miss Kathy Lee Gifford on Live with Regis and Kathy Lee. She said, this show is so good, it could be on Broadway, and I have to agree. It would be a little tricky to figure out all you care to enjoy villains that you are served. That is something that makes this show very special, because as the show progresses, so does your dining, and you get more food as the show goes on in a way that feels very exciting and fun and gets me really stoked to eat. They whip up a lot of excitement while they're whipping the cream for the strawberry shortcake at the end, which is kind of legendary. So the all-you-can-eat home-style vittles include fried chicken and smoked pork ribs, plenty of side fixins, and Ma's famous dessert. There is unlimited draft beer, wine, and sangria available for guests 21 and over. They also have a delicious plant-based menu that I tried when I came here with Quincy on reopening night. You can watch that review right here and see what we thought about all the food. This is a dining experience that is really able to accommodate us, and I love them for it, because yes, the show is great, but let's face it, we also come here to Pioneer Hall for the food. I wish I could sing it all, but the only part I know is hoop-dee-doo, hoop-dee-doo, and I don't want to sing it out loud because it's quiet out here. People are trying to relax and have a nice time.
Let's talk lawn games. Get in the car.
Get in the car.
Get in the car.
We're playing lawn games. Do you have your pickleball racket? Get in the car.
One thing that you can do at a lot of Disney hotels, actually all of them at some point, is lawn games. Lawn games are offered at Disney hotels as part of the recreation during the day, and especially on slower days where not a lot of people are having the resort days, or if you're trying to have a lazy resort day and not head into the parks, or if you're resort hopping, you can check out the lawn games. Right now they've got cornhole out on the beach here, which I guess makes this a beach game. But they have lawn games as well. Giant Connect 4, giant chess, checkers and things. It's so much fun. Emma's weirdly good at cornhole. You are so weirdly good at cornhole, dude. You always, this has definitely happened in a video before. We have video evidence that you're good at cornhole.
Another thing that you can find outside of the Disney World theme parks is actually fine dining, if you didn't know. Right here behind me is Victoria and Albert's. Now, I have not had the pleasure to eat here, even though it's a dream and goal of mine, but the redhead has.
I sure have. I've actually eaten at pretty much every fine dining establishment in Disney World. There are a couple on my list. Like, I would call Narcoossee's fine dining, and you've done that, and I have not.
Narcoossee's is one of my favorite spots. I've gotten to do it twice for some lucky reason.
Kind of seems like we need to go again, though, because I've never been there, and it's on my list.
To go. Sorry, I'm making you.
Oh no, Narcoossee's date. But fine dining in Disney World is very, very varied, and there are some options within the park, specifically in Epcot. There's Monsieur Paul and Takumite, which are both amazing spots. Outside of the parks, you'll also find some amazing fine dining spots at Disney's signature restaurants. These are going to be typically very pricey, and the creme de la creme of the signature restaurants is Victoria and Albert's. This is a newly Michelin star restaurant here in Disney.
There it is.
You can see the Michelin star. They just got this at the time that we're filming this. And Victoria and Albert's is quite pricey, but it is an absolutely amazing experience. It is theatrical. They explain every single thing on the menu to you, and it is many courses, as you can see. Breedlove and I were lucky enough to experience Victoria and Albert's when it reopened after the pandemic, and you can see a full review of that experience on the channel now. That dinner, we were hosted, but it would have cost us over $1,000 to eat there.
Athletic activities. Where are my athletes at? me too. Now, it depends on what resort you are staying at, but there are different athletic activities that you can do at each resort. For example, here at the boardwalk, you can actually rent these fun little Surrey bikes. And fun is a relative word. The word athlete is a spectrum, right? You can be on one side or the other side is what's fine. But not just here at the boardwalk. Quincy, for example, loves the bike rentals, specifically at Fort Wilderness. Fort Wilderness is pretty large, and just renting a bike can get you from A to Z way quicker than walking. But in case bikes are not your thing and you're more of a runner, there are running paths at almost every resort. You can typically find signs to see where this exact running path is. But for example, this whole stretch of the same place where you can ride your Surrey bike, that is all a running path in case, the treadmill's not doing it for you at the gym. Try running around Disney World. Now, typically you'll find these at DVC resorts, but they do have sport courts there. We're talking tennis, we're talking basketball. Apparently pickleball is like blowing up right now. I have to learn more about pickleball. But I definitely think if you're looking to be the most athletic or to try new athletic things, I would say Fort Wilderness is the place to be. And you can check out all of a couple really interesting athletic activities where Cassie, Emma, Quincy, and Fry Bucket, they had a Fort Wilderness Smackdown where you can do archery, you can horseback riding. So if you're an Olympian, you're an athlete, you can still do the work here.
What is jazz? A feeling. You hit the scales, you're bebop, shabooba-doo-wopping. That's jazz. And jazz is going to be a must-do on our list today. In fact, it's going to be beignets and jazz, which are both things that you can experience at Disney's Port Orleans Resort French Quarter. You are going to want to head to Scat Cat Club Cafe if you would like beignets. There are amazing, powdery, fluffy Mickey beignets. They have a ton of options usually. Sometimes they'll have specialty ones. You can get them with different dipping sauces. They have great coffee. That's going to be Scat Cat Club Cafe, and it is a must. The first time I ever had them, I ate all 3 in under 10 minutes, and I had the worst stomachache of my life, so don't do that. You also want to head next door to Scat Cat Club Lounge, which is one of my favorite lounges in Disney World. Incredibly underrated, very easy to get in. Live jazz music, often, and amazing food, all inspired by New Orleans. So I love Scat Cat Club Lounge as well, and you can head there in the evenings as a bit of a wind down. And then if you want even more fun New Orleans inspired excitement, you can head over to the nearby Port Orleans Riverside, where at River Roost you can see Yeehaw Bob, who is a famous live performer here in Disney World. Everybody loves him. He is absolutely amazing on the piano. He plays Disney favorites, he plays some classics, and the piano literally rocks with how good of a time you'll have there. And the drinks are awesome too, so.
I came over to just talk about the specialty beignets because there was a period where they had specialty beignets for Haunted Mansion, and I got them 4 times. I went to Port Orleans 4 separate times just for these beignets and then would leave and go home. They're amazing. Get the beignets.
Wow. The way to get to Port Orleans to experience this, by the way, either via boat from Disney Springs, via bus from any of the theme parks or Disney Springs, or you can typically park there. Now, Disney will often turn you away from resorts if they have smaller parking lots and they can't accommodate you. There will be signage that will let you know on the way in.
Popular resorts as well will typically.
Yes, absolutely. Riviera will turn you away almost every time. Grand Floridian, Polynesian. Those, you're hit or miss on if you don't have a reservation being able to park. Port Orleans French Quarter. I've always been able to park by saying that I'm gonna get beignets and watch some jazz. So you can always try it. Worst thing they can do is turn you away and you have to go park somewhere else. So, worth a shot if you have a car.
Now, of course, we've talked about a lot of stuff, but the absolute number one thing that you need to be doing if you're not going to a Disney park is resort hopping. Resort hopping is so much fun, and all of the things that we talked about today kind of accumulate to resort hopping. If you don't know what that means or like what that vernacular is, basically it's just when you go between different Disney resorts, or when you're doing whatever Quincy's doing.
All the way out of frame. That's
You did
embarrassing.
good. You did really good. Or if you do whatever she was doing. Resort hopping is one of my
It's
absolute
when you hop at a
favorite.
resort.
If that's what resort hopping means to you, yes it is. But to me, it means just going between different Disney resorts, and it's so much fun. Now, you cannot park at Disney resorts unless you are dining there, but you can use that free Disney transportation. It is truly a great way to kind of feel the magic of Disney World without having to pay for it, and just there's so many different offerings at so many different resorts that I think you could resort hop for years and still find new stuff to do.
I still find new stuff.
We find new stuff all the
I've
time.
literally stayed at every Disney hotel and I find new stuff all the
Yeah,
time.
I mean, my husband has started working from home from Disney resorts. Like, there's so much to do, and it's just a lot of fun, and I think it's the perfect way to be in Disney without being in Disney.
If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe, and now go watch our must-dos in here, Magic Kingdom.